Yes, people, welcome back to Vinny's Voice. And I'm very honored to be joined once again by the one, the only, Arsenal's second biggest fan, the true Gooner, Josh himself. Josh, how you been?
Yes, Vinny, big up, my friend, big up. Thanks for having me back on. It's good to be back on this podcast, man. And yeah, it's been a while, so appreciate the invitation. I'm doing great, bro. I'm on top of the world right now. If any football fans are listening to this, the Arsenal just won the Premier League for the first time in 22 years. So yes, they was one of the best days of my life. So yeah, I'm on top of the world, man. But should be a good chat, bro. And yeah, thanks for keep up the great work as well. Doing these podcasts, you get some amazing guests on as well. I've been watching a few, so yeah, thank you, bro.
Appreciate that, but yeah, I have to ask about that. You did a watch along of the City Bournemouth game. You know, when you hear the final whistle blow and you see that scoreline 1-1 and you realize you've won the league after 22 years. Describe that exact moment where the ref blew the whistle and you knew like you 100% have won the league. Talk me through that, mate.
Bro, the feeling I got was, when you go on a you go on a roller coaster, right? And you go up, and then you're waiting for that drop to go down, and then the whole tummy effect, like when you get like your tummy rolls over. I got that feeling. I got that
Yeah,
a butterfly feeling in my stomach, thinking, "Damn, it's finally happened." Because I was born in '07, guys, right? So the last time Arsenal won the league was 2004, obviously 22 years ago. And so I've never seen Arsenal actually lift the Premier League title. Growing up as an Arsenal fan, I saw us win FA Cups, and that's it. And the feeling I got from the FA Cup's magical. It's special trophies, a good place in my heart because we won. I've seen us win four FA Cups. Some incredible moments. It's Wembley. It's the FA Cup, historic, one of the most historic trophies in England you could win in terms of the cup competitions, right? So that's all well and good, but this is a different type of feeling, bro. Different type of feeling. And after coming again, this may sound uh, weird for people who don't watch football, but Arsenal have just been the team that um, me and my guy Vinny, we can have jokes and we have back and forth and we laugh about it. The Netflix FC and next season FC and Vinny laughs about Arteta and his shenanigans and what can you see, a duck or a rabbit, and everything like this leading up to it. But we have came so close over the past couple of seasons. Yeah, we've missed out on a couple of points, or we've missed out on a game where we haven't turned up. That's how fine margins it's been. And even this season as well, it could have gone down to the last game. It could have gone down to the last game of the season. Obviously, the reason why we won the game, what won the league was because of Man City ended up dropping points. If they would have won yesterday, it would be a final day showdown. We played Palace away, they play Villa at home. So it's a magical moment, bro. It's a special moment. It's one of my best days I'm ever gonna live, personally, because it's the first ever league title I've seen. Not just myself, but a lot of my generation. This will be their first league title, and for other people as well, it'll be a league title that has been overdue for many years. So it's an incredible feeling, bro, and hopefully this club can keep pushing on.
yeah, absolutely incredible, man. Again, you talk about the banter. The banter on next season FC. We don't want you to win the league, this, that, and the third. But like when you guys won, I was generally happy. Like you've done it. And another team besides Man City, the scum, finally won the league. It felt like English football's back. That a club with heritage has finally won. Not that I mean, yeah, because Man City, well, all that old money, but Arsenal, like you've been in top of your game. You've come very close, and then just being you actually do it after how many times finishing second, how many times being in that first position, only to drop off. Like, yeah, it was incredible, and fair play to you guys, man. And speaking of trophies, there's another one. There's another we can make history again. Champions League final.
Mm-hmm.
What would that mean? I like try to describe what would that mean if you won the Champions League as well this season.
Champions League and Premier League in one season. Could you imagine? Like, again, Arsenal never won the competition in history, and we get mocked for it. You know, people, rival fans, where's European Cup? You know, Champions Europe. You never seen that. We even have the scum Tottenham fans sitting in it because they won that Europa League last season. So, again, a one that's long overdue. Arsenal's closest came in 2006. Again, with my age, I've never seen Arsenal play in a Champions League final, so this will be my first ever Champions League final watching Arsenal play in. But you know, the last time we was in one was 2006, and we lost to Barcelona, where we got hard done by completely. We was down to 7 men as well. We went a goal up. We had 15 minutes, and that could have been it there. But yeah, I mean, if Mikel Arteta and this team can go from winning the Premier League to then go and win the Champions League, because let's be honest with it, it's one game of football. It's 90 minutes, maybe even more with extra time, of course, and penalties. But it's whoever turns up on the day. You know, like, and we have been ruthless this season in the Champions League. We're unbeaten. You know, no team's beaten us in the Champions League yet. PSG is a fantastic elite level football club with an elite level manager, with elite level players in their quality after quality after quality. Their attack, midfield, even defensively, they prove that they can be a really solid side. But whoever turns up on the day. But if we win the Champions League and Premier League, firstly, it's history. It's history to look back on. We're going to break history. We're going to, write history. And number two, Arteta will probably need to have a statue put in place, because no Arsenal manager has ever won the Champions League. Even our greatest, Wenger, longest serving manager in Arsenal, Wenger, couldn't get it over the line with the Champions League. So Arteta would need that. Would need a statue because it's history making. And to do it against PSG as well, who won it last year, they're the retaining holders of it. They're going to try and go back to back to beat them. Be insane. And if you think we're having a parade the day after the Champions League final, could you imagine if they bring back the Champions League along with the Premier League? If you yesterday, guys, that one, there's fans outside the Emirates after obviously the Bournemouth result. 100,000 fans outside the Emirates, right?
Oh, damn.
Celebrating,
wow.
cheering.
Didn't know that.
And that's like in the parade jet. Could you imagine? That's 100,000. When it actually comes to the parade, it's going to be millions. London will be locked down on the 31st of May because Arsenal have taken over. Arsenal run London, people. The biggest club in London. It's simple as that. So it'd be, bro. It's for me. Still not even deep. I've still not deepened it yet that we've won the Premier League. I've still not processed it fully. I still think I'm dreaming. I still think I'm in like a lucid dream, like controlling everything. But at the end of the day, I've still not processed it, man. It's gonna take a while, I think. But maybe when I see them actually lift the trophy, I feel like, oh damn, we've actually done it. So the Champions League on top of that would be remarkable.
No, man, I hear that. I hear that for sure. When we won the league, I wouldn't say the one with Slut, but I'll say the first one. I couldn't process it as well. Like the first league title I've ever witnessed as well. But then again, I was a bit younger, so I say if we won it for the first time now, I appreciate it more. But at the end of the day, Premier League's a Premier League, and nothing beats winning a Premier League. For me, like the Premier League is just different. I know Champions League, we won it, but for me, the Premier League is always the pinnacle. It's the pinnacle for British football. But now I want to speak on, delve into your channel and all that. Specifically, firstly, your constant, I'll say, engagement with the women's game as well. I guess I want to say, what made you want to get so engaged in it in the first place with women's football?
Yeah, it's a great question, man. It's a great question. To be honest with you, right? I look at it this way: like the men's team gets a lot of recognition. We know how Arsenal's so popular with, and you look at the number of channels, Arsenal content creators. You got the biggest one out there in Arsenal Fan TV, right, with millions of followers, and then you have other ones who follow them as well, who are quite close, other independent channels, but they're all covering the men's team. And I started watching women's football for a few years now, for quite a few years. I went to a game back in 2016. And yeah, it's when we played Chelsea. And in that season, obviously, we won the FA Cup as well. But that's when we had like Alex Scott, if you guys may recognize
Yeah,
her.
Alex Scott. Yeah,
You know, we had players like Kelly Smith, who was insane, right?
Oh,
So that's my first women game I went to. And then obviously, I wasn't invested as much as it was for the men's team, like week in, week out, but I still keep an eye on them. And then in the recent couple of seasons, I've really, started to be more invested into the women's team. And I thought there's barely any channels who talk about the women's team, like do any news or watch-alongs or reactions. And I'm thinking this women's football needs more coverage because number one, it gets too much hate. Yeah, it gets a lot of hate. People hate on it, and they don't even give it. They don't give it a chance. They don't give it an opportunity to actually sit there and watch it themselves. They just think, oh, because they're women. Oh, yeah, they just hate on it. Yeah, like we all know what goes on. We all know what's being said, but it's an opportunity for me to do more content that could get the women's game out there more and give it the recognition that it does deserve. And ultimately, I love Arsenal anyway, so I'd follow the men's team. I'd root for the women's team. I'd root for the flipping academy team. Yeah, when the youth players play as well, right? See some of the younger players coming through. If it's Arsenal, it's Arsenal Football Club. Yeah, and women are a big part of that as well. Women's a big part of our history and how successful they've been as a club as well, as a team as well, I should say, right? So yeah, I think that was one of the reasons, was because I love making the content, and you get a different community as well, because you get a lot of fans who come over who really enjoy women's football. Not just Arsenal, the team, not just Arsenal women's team, but they also watch, big fans of the WSL, the Women's Champions League. I get Barcelona fans come in, Leones fans come in, like all across women's football, really. American women fans as well who watch the American League. So you get a variety of and a different community. So as I said, I've started a podcast with women's football. I do daily. Well, now the season's ended, but I did weekly streams for every single game. Match reactions. You've been on a few. You've helped me with a few as well, which I really appreciate. And,
exactly, man.
It's
Shout out
just
to your Red podcast, man.
Yeah, exactly. We released that, and that's been going fantastically. Everyone's been, really supporting that, and it's giving me something different, because for the men's team, right? I was buzzing, of course, that we won the league, but last season, for example, I'll give you the perfect example. Last season, Arsenal men's team was pathetic. We won nothing, right? And the performances was absolutely disgusting. But the women's team, it gives you something different. It gives you something to not fall back on, but to, Arsenal men's team were playing rubbish. But don't worry, because I'm going to sit here and watch the women's team, because they play proper football. They won the Champions League last season. Yeah. Our manager, Rene, 5 months into the job, won us the Champions League. They played a proper, exciting football. And it gave you something to change your mind with, to do something different, instead of watching that men's team week in, week out. So this is what it brings. So as I said, I'm Arsenal through and through for any single team, but I wanted to have a platform for other women fans who watch the Arsenal women's team, people love women football, to also to tune in and to get involved as well. So
yeah, man. I wish you could say about the same about the Liverpool team. But firstly, before I get into that, we're both been shit this season. They're both Liverpool men and women's. But when I tell people I'm a Liverpool fan, I mean, the same with you. We the Liverpool's women's team, men's team, youth team, under 21, whatever. It is Liverpool. I live it through and through. And you mentioned, obviously, women's football does get a lot of hate, but I'm not sure whether you've noticed this, but I think the reason why I asked the question, because I guess not, what's it called, like personal story, I guess. I think one thing that's worse than that is like when you get people who pretend to care about women's sports in general. As in, like, I don't want to get into the politics, but understand, what left-wing people are, correct? So like those people, like they're
Yeah.
very like social all this time. They're not gonna get into it, but basically, those sort of people like care a lot about women's sport. And I'll say this because when I was in year 12, final year of my school, we have to do like an oral presentation for like one of our projects. And you know, I'll just discuss with my tutor, and then she was like, do it about the gender pay gap. So I did my research and all that, this, that, and the third. Basically, I mean, I'm not sure if you agree. Again, don't want to get political, but like at the minute, in my opinion, I would say the sort of pay, even though it's like the pay disparity is obviously a thing, but it is like decently fair at the minute because obviously the men's game, again, due to a lot more people watching, higher revenue, higher profit, like quite simple economics, they get, you know, more money. And unfortunately, with people not watching women's sport, they are not able to generate as much. Therefore, a lot of them get, you know, especially the lower tier compared to like men's football, they barely get any money, which is unfortunate. So basically, I basically said, oh, it was fair because of this, that, all this. I can get like to summarize that. And then some stuff was exaggerated because it was like an assessment. They said, oh, we want this thing, you know, to hit the mark and all that. So then I shared it with some of my friends, and some of my friends back then in school were a bit left leaning. And then they just got super offended. And then they started sharing it around with people. And then ended up half the school thought I was like a fucking woman hater, bro. Like, I'm not even dead ass. And I didn't do it then, but I bet you if I went up to them and said, name me 12 female athletes, I bet they couldn't even name one, bro. They couldn't. And that's the thing. There's a lot of people who pretend to care. They're like, oh, we care, we want equal pay, we want this. But they don't watch the matches, they don't follow them on social, they don't interact and engage. They just talk, man. And that's I think the biggest issue in women's sport. Like there's a lot of people who seem to care, but they actually don't. But it's great like people like you know, who are actually, you know, actually engaging with them. And that's why, you know, I like watching women's football now. You know, I got introduced to the 2023 World Cup, and you know, at first I won't be on. I was like, oh, what's this women's sport? You know, women's football. You know, I watched the first couple of games, like, oh, Ronaldo could have scored that. You know, like shit like that. But then I started appreciate. You know, I saw Mary Fowler absolutely balled out in that World Cup, mate. Absolutely balled out in that World Cup, and I was like, shit.
Well, you make a great point there with just women's football in general, because as I said, I went to my first women's game when I was quite young in 2016, right? And then I took a little break from it in terms of I wasn't watching it week in, week out like I do with the men's team. And I was thinking that at first. I was thinking like I'll keep up with results, but you know, again, I'm not gonna sit and watch every single game. I just see, you know, how they're getting on, and just, you know, I watch the men's game week in, week out, obviously. But once you like, what I started just following it for a full season. I was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna follow it for a full season, right? I'm gonna sit down and actually, you know, try and get through it, even go to a few games, you know, try and watch every single game that I can. And once you actually give them the opportunity, once you actually get the, you know, you give it a chance. As I said, like, look at what I'm doing now in terms of having that idea to platform it out everywhere, you know. But this is the thing with people, they just think, oh, because they're women, no, F them, you know. But the thing with that, right, as well, and as I said, you make a great point. Women's football, in terms of the whole pay stuff, they'll never get the equal play. They'll never get the same as the men, because I compare the for example, the player fees. Yeah, you look at the men's game. You're getting players sold for 150 million, almost 200 million pounds. The women's game is 1.5 million, is the highest fee ever in history, compared to the men's team, you know, men's game, who is, as I said, 200 million plus, and that will keep going up probably as well.
Yeah,
you know, so you have that, but also women's football is growing and is evolving year in, year out. You know,
Mhm.
Arsenal have an incredible attendance record. Arsenal have a better attendance record, and the stat came out the other day, than 6 Premier League clubs in terms of just women's football. Yeah, I get it's at the
Yeah.
Emirates Stadium, but you can tell the recognition that women's football gets from fans, and
Mhm.
our fans are incredible. When they go away, there's an OH Leuven, yeah, on a Champions League night, filled out the stadium. Everywhere we go, incredible away support. But women's football is evolving. It's getting better and better. There's getting more eyes in it as well, and more money will be hopefully put into it as well from clubs. And yeah, like overall, man, people just need to give it a chance before hating just because they're women. Simple as that, really.
Exactly. No, exactly. I completely agree. And I think again with the people I talked about, people like pretending to care. Like if they actually just even watched the highlights at least minimum, or interact with them with like May, it would be growing at a faster rate. But I think that's the unfortunate thing about like I'd say the younger and our generation. You have to act. It's all an act, isn't it? Like not many people do the action. They're like, oh, I want to be morally correct, so let me pretend to be really passionate about it. Like, I think I forgot. I saw like a clip of like some American dude like backing women's rugby and all that, and the guy basically asked him, name me 10 female rugby players." Man couldn't even name one. He didn't name one single, right, and he was like, "Oh, so passionate." I'm like, like why pretend to care, And and when you say real things, like I view myself as a realist, If you say real things, you get offended, and then this, that, it's about, doing the action, it's about giving them a platform. And I think if people actually gave women's sport, like genuinely invested it and they genuinely cared, it will be growing at it's growing at a very fast rate for the last couple of years. I've noticed as well, but I bet it will be growing at an even faster rate in my opinion. But shout out to everyone involved, to be fair, because it has grown, and a lot of the players, especially in WSL, I'll say the top leagues, they can make like a living purely through football. But I'll just talk about the A League. The A League women's, they still have to do this like on the side of second jobs. They still have to work. I think I saw like there's this goalkeeper from Melbourne City. She like does content creating. Like what's that? That West Ham player that does like day in the life videos.
Fionn Morgan.
Yeah, she does that. I think she's studying. She's a goalkeeper for Melbourne City, and she does like photography stuff, like work.
Wow.
So like, it's still like, well, in Australia, it's still like quite.
In my opinion, I think people could talk about they shouldn't get equal pay, but they should at least get pay where they can become full time in their
that's
clubs.
what I think as well. I generally think that. I mean, why do you have to work all these jobs and then you still have to be a footballer? I think at least full time or like decent wage. But again, I think Australia. I think also another thing about women's football fan. I wouldn't say a problem, but like, when our national team play, everyone shows out. Like we fill up stadiums. Like it was a friendly, and we filled up. I think it was in Perth, up to about 20,000, 30,000 filled. But I think they've only focused on like the national team. But when we go to our domestic leagues, like they're not really, let's just say, glued up or like really football fans. So they don't end up supporting our league, which desperately needs of help. Because if you think of like women's football, right? Like America, they're really good. They have a great league, NWSL. England's really good. They have the WSL. Spain with the Liga F, Germany with the Frauen Bundesliga as well. Like they have big leagues and they have big, like rapidly growing attendance. But Australia, in the women's game, they're really good. But our domestic league is still, I would say, comparable to like the men's domestic league. Like is not as big, even though the women's game we produce such quality players. We don't have, what the MWSL have or the WSL have, which is unfortunate. So hopefully, like within time, it can grow. And me and my mates might be going to actually the season's finished, but maybe next season going to a game because he goes to a couple games as well. But and he said, let's just say some of the stadiums can be a bit empty, but yeah. Sorry, I just went on a bit of a tangent there, mate. But
no, facts. So it's facts, bro. You're spot on.
Yeah. Nah, bro. I'm just thinking about. I got absolutely crucified, mate, in school.
Yeah, it's horrible,
bro. I got crucified, mate. But I don't know. It's what it is. And now we're on let's say we're on the subject of school now. Obviously, we both finished school and all that. But when you were, because I saw this when you were talking with Liam, when you were doing your YouTube stuff in school, when you had all that backlash and hate and negativity, how does probably at the time, like a 14, 15-year-old kid deal with that? Like, how was that navigating through school for you?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think the hate that I got in school was because of is unique thing to do. Not many. You don't really go see when you're in school. You don't see many people who do like YouTube channels or talk about it. So when you're at that age as well, I feel like people because you're putting your face on the camera, and you're talking about this after anything football, right? And obviously at the time I was 14, 15. If you go back to my old videos, you'd see how I look. You'll see how I sound as well, right? For me, I looked about 10. Yeah, I did not look my age. Okay, so that and people make fun of your voice and how squeaky it is, and all names under the sun that you'll get called because it's different. Because you don't really fit in that sense. You don't see people do YouTube channels, when they're 14 or 15 in school. Like, well, certainly in where my school was. So it was different, man. And I get it. Part of it's banter. But there was other things that were just too personal. And then I can't remember if I said it on Liam's podcast, but I ended up getting in fights and all that stuff. Just there was no need for that. Yeah, just because people I can accept banter and you banter back and all that stuff, but people just take it too far in certain things that they say. So I won't go into the details or anything like that, obviously, but it's just it ended up like that, and people doubt you and they say, what you doing? Like you'll never, you'll never make it, or you just need to give up, and things like this. And I'm still doing it now. I could have quite easily. You're right, because when you're at that age, it could get to you, right? And I could have quite easily said, "Oh man, they're all making fun of me. Let me just quit. Yeah, let me just delete the channel. Let me stop making videos." But I kept going, bro. I kept going, and now we're here today. I'm still doing it. I'm gonna do it in the future. It's what I want to do going forward in the future. It's a dream to do it for a living, as a full time. To do it full time. That is the plan. That is a dream, and that's what we're going to work towards the end of the day. And right now, we're on obviously over 26,000 subscribers, right? People actually, I find it crazy. People can hate back then about, like you're going to fail and all the names under the sun. But I find it crazy that people actually, and people who do YouTube understand this as well, right? People spend time of their day to sit down, to click on your video and to sit there and watch what you have to say. That's the best feeling in the world. People people actually come in, or like even if they watch, or if they comment, whatever it may be. But I find this crazy, like when they actually, people who can be doing anything else in their day, but they come and sit to watch you and see what you got to say. It's the best feeling ever, bro, at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm on 26,000 subscribers. I don't hear from these people who's making fun of me anymore. They've all gone hiding. So yeah,
Yeah.
they've all unfollowed me. So cool. It is what
Oh
it is.
shit. Really? Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's what it is, man. Like
Nah.
again, I
That's just
understand at that age
yeah.
because you're still young. Yeah, you're 14, 15. You're still in the early teenager years. You're still immature. People, it's school, it's banter, but still, man. Like now we're here today, and they've all disappeared. So yeah.
Yeah. Josh, you could say you're on fire. You're on fire. You're on fire, man.
I was on fire, bro. I was on fire. Arteta settings.
No, but low key, bro. Like, what do you mean? Unfollowing people is like one of the most like childish things a person can do, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah.
Like, what was like? Wow, like they saw you getting you. The minute you started getting success, they unfollowed you. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing
Because
with most
you
people,
proved them
bro.
wrong.
This is the thing with most people. Like when you're bashed down just in anything, yeah. Like just life in general. If you have if you're in the worst place ever, that is when you'll really find out who's actually got you. You know, that is when you'll really find out who the snakes are. That's really when you'll find out who the fake people are. Yeah, when you're actually in the mud. Yeah, when not just like with YouTube, but it could be anything in life. Yeah, when you need people, that's where you'll find out who's actually got your back. Yeah. Now, when you be a little bit successful, things like this happen. They unfollow you. They don't like it. Maybe jealousy. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, man, for sure. Yes, yeah, exactly that. You know. Wait, yeah, I'll say it for the podcast. I'll say it for the podcast. Yeah, pretty much when you talked about when you're like down there in terms of like you make a couple mistakes and then the people like that leave you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my well then friends in high school. I did some stuff. I wasn't like notoriously bad, but it's like a bit bad. And then they were all sensitive, and then like one day they're like, all right, often when it was time to go into university, sent me to the gulag, mate. About 5, 6 years, bro. Gone like that, mate.
Yeah,
But,
that's a thing in it, bro. You get so many snakes, really, and just not, as I said, this don't have to apply to YouTube stuff. This could apply to life in general. You know, the amount of people I've gone through, growing up, going to school, like it was quite difficult for me because when I was in primary school and secondary school, I had to we kept moving houses, so I had to keep moving schools, and I had to keep trying to like start a new year and with new people, and it's especially when you're that young, it's quite awkward. Like when when you're this new kid, right? But the amount of like friendships that you go through, and I'm still lucky that I have friends who from like year 7 days who I still get on with now. I still talk to them now. I still go out with them now. So you can get a few like that, but bro, the amount of ones that you go through and it's snaky, bro. And then when you put it to YouTube as well, yeah, obviously when you do this, I do a lot of collaborations with different fans or with some Arsenal fans in the Arsenal fan base. Over my years, so many snakes. I don't even care. I'm gonna say it, and they know exactly who they are. You know, if they're watching this, then they know exactly who they are. But they're snakes. They will start off all right, and you'll form a decent relationship, maybe like or like a friendship, or like a oh yeah, we can keep collabing, and I help your channel, you help my channel, sort of thing. But in the end, it's what they put their what's the word, their ego maybe, or they make it all about themselves. And that's what I've noticed doing this for 5-6 years now and going through different people is they may say that they have your back, and then snakes. This is what it is with YouTube. Everyone, of course, everyone has their objective for their own for themselves, for their own channel, and I completely understand that. But again, it's just a whole thing where people turn your back on. I've had a lot of people turn their back on me because, like, for example, when I've had a few people when we do collabs, right? We keep it even, yeah. Like I'll do a collab for your channel, you do a collab for my channel, yeah. And then it gets to a point where they stop inviting you on their channel anymore, yeah, and they just want it all for themselves. So yeah, there's been a lot of people like that, bro. And I said it's not just YouTube thing; it's life in general. To be honest with you.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I thought I wanted to bring it back on because you've invited me on plenty live streams, man. And very appreciative of that because you don't necessarily have to like you have no reason to 26K subs, mate. Like I'm just like some random kid you met. How do we? Well, I knew you from the channel that shall not be named, but we met through.
Snake, yeah, that's
Again,
what you call a snake
snake
right there.
Snake, another snake right there, mate. You know what I mean?
Thank
Like
you,
you got
thank you.
snakes everywhere, but right on topic. But yeah, now we just chat. I don't know. I'm gonna ask you the question now because I just came to my head. Does it feel weird? Like obviously we've spoken to each other a lot, but like we've never met each other. You know, what I mean? I feel like like are we like friends? But, like not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's what I always think about. Like that's when I always think about doing this. Is like I find it crazy the amount of people, different personalities, different backgrounds, like that you can meet through this. And I think this is a beauty of it. This is one of the positive sides of doing this is you meet so many great people. And I've been lucky enough to meet a few people in person as well. Some of the subscribers who were with me from day one, really, that I formed really good friendships with. I managed to meet them outside in real life. Obviously, for us, it's difficult because you're in Australia and I'm in the UK. But hopefully, one day in the future, for sure,
day,
bro.
Mate, one day.
But yeah, it is that. It's difficult. It's crazy when you think about it. Like we're really good mates. Yeah, really good mates. But yeah, I mean, of course, it'd be great to meet one day in the future. But it's crazy, like to do that, to meet from YouTube. And we just started off. Well, if you guys go back to the first episode, one of the first episodes when I was on Vinny's channel, yeah, that was the first stream. That's the first conversation I think we ever had together. I think it was from that stream, wasn't it? Then to go from there, and then you've been helping me out so much with my channel and us watching games, and it's quality, man. It's quality. So yeah, but I do find that crazy. I find it crazy that you meet so many different characters, so many different personalities, and yeah, all from just talking about what you're passionate about, really. Which in my case is obviously football and Arsenal. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. For me, yeah, I'll just say it's like weird because like obviously I've never met you in like real life, but like it feels like we've developed a connection even though we haven't. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. And this is what it is.
I think
it's weird as well. Like I tell you this, it is weird like when you actually meet them in real life. Like I'm sure they won't mind me saying their names on here, but I've met Liam as well, obviously, who I did the podcast with. Big up to Liam every single time. I've met him. We went to a few games as well. I met him on a few occasions, right? It's a different feeling. It's and Seb as well. I've managed to meet him in real life. It's completely different. It feels so because we're used like right now. It's just it's online. Yeah, we're behind our laptops or whatever, just talking like this face to face. When you actually see them in real life, it's like it feels surreal, bro. That's the way I describe it. It just feels so surreal. Yeah. It's like, hold on a minute, this don't feel right for some reason, but this is what YouTube can bring. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Even like doing the interviews, like it feels like not weird, but like when you're just interviewing them from a screen. And I think for me, like, I'll never forget that Anthony Taylor, bro. Because if like when I was interviewing him, and then he said my government, well, not as if it's like confidential or anything, but my actual name, I'm like, I have to like catch myself for it. Like, no way, Anthony Taylor actually like, bro. I like watching this guy from a boxing like on a screen in my house, misfits, and now he's like saying my name, not this AI bull crap, like actually the real at 80. I'm like, nah, it's crazy. And it shows like what YouTube, what I think, to be fair, just being a chill dude can do. Because a lot of people, again, I want to speak on, because I think you share similar like thoughts and all that. Like, there's a lot of people in this world that take life a bit too, they take things a bit too seriously. You know, when having banner, they take things too seriously, and then they like they call you on like, if you just chill, like, you know, you can just so many, you can be it, you can just be so much more like not hospitable, but like approachable. That's the word. Because
Yeah.
I think, well, for me, I mean, so you probably know, dude, like the world is like so divided, mate. Like I hate all this left wing, right wing, this wing, that wing, Messi, Ronaldo, bro. I all this shit, like it's absolutely mental. Just everyone could just be like chill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make the world 100% a better place. But I want to speak on something different now, you know, because you're doing police. What was it? Police. Do you mind if I say this on
Yeah.
on the
Go
video?
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The police. Oh, by the way, just as well, if you want like anything cut out, just let me know.
Yeah. No worries, man. No worries.
Yeah. What was it, like apprenticeship thing?
Yeah. Police degree apprenticeship.
So when you were, so obviously I'm pretty sure you got like your GCSEs and all that. Was A levels ever a consideration for you, or would you like you hated
No,
like
I
not
did it.
hated school, but you didn't?
I did A levels.
Sorry, I mean university, not A levels.
Oh, university.
There we go. Not A-levels. My fault.
University, I was always sort of against, bro, personally. Because that the whole thing with schooling as well, I couldn't stand. I ain't that great at well, the only things I enjoyed, and that's the main thing with it. Like I feel like in life, you know, you got to do something like you're passionate about. This is my opinion. Yeah, do something that you're passionate about. Do something that you actually enjoy. Yeah, don't do it just because it looks good and the whole pay and all that stuff. People think like that, and that's all cool. But you know, you go and do something that you just hate doing every single day. For me, that's gonna f up your mind. Like I want to do something that I'm passionate about, right? So you know, university for me was like number one. It's just so the only things I enjoyed with school was physical, you know, education, PE. Yeah, because we played a lot of sport, a lot of football as well, and also in that we learn nutrition as well, which I'm quite into, and fitness stuff. So that was one of the things I was good at. And then also actually languages as well. Like I did French in school, and even a bit of Mandarin as well, which is obviously like Chinese. So, but that was I'm passionate about because it's different languages, and I love like when I get, you know, hopefully in a few, I've already started this year, but next year going forward, just traveling, bro. You know, going to different countries and different cultures, just to explore different countries as well. I'm really passionate about that. So those are the only things I've really enjoyed in school. And then obviously going to college and to do like A levels, again, like I hate the feeling of like exams and revising and just learning content as well. Like I've never really been, I always get distracted, or like I've never been sort of can sit there in a room and listen for hours, you know. And that's the thing with like university, and then you go spend is it 4 years at university, 4 years at university.
Yeah,
obviously in the UK, I don't know if it's different over where you are. In the UK, obviously you have the loans, get a loan, and you end up in a lot of debt that you have to pay back. And it's like, for my thing with university is if there is something in there that you're passionate about that you need, then pursue it by all means. But for me, I'm looking at university options, and there's nothing really that I wanted to sit there and go 4 years to really do. So instead, I'm doing like a degree apprenticeship, which is because it's police, it's fully funded. Like, you know, you ain't got to pay, they pay for it, right? And then at the same time, you go straight into work. So you know, you get you get the wage, and you get the degree on top of that, a fully funded degree at the end of it. but you actually get experience as well doing the actual job. So I've gone into that, and it's something that I've been passionate about since I've been a little kid. And I've had family members. My granddad was a police officer for many years, and he sort of inspired me anyway as I was growing up. And yeah, it's sort of been there for a while now. And again, it's something that I really wanted to do. It's just the whole. It definitely got me out of my comfort zone as well. You know, that's one of the things that I wanted to sort of improve growing up, was just to do things that get me out of my comfort zone and to try new things. And this certainly has, you know. And yeah, it's been, you get some crazy experiences for sure. A lot of life skills, and ultimately you grow as a person as well, which I noticed doing this. And you're able to put different perspectives into what really goes on in the world, man. So the flip side of other people's lives and compared to your own, I think it's incredible. So yeah, this is what I'm doing now, and yeah, man, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. And I liked it because you seem quite passionate about it. Well, I guess I could share my sort of university experience, I guess. Well, I'll say the degree I'm passionate about is it's 50-50. I wouldn't say as much, but I think, like going to like again, apprenticeships wouldn't have like trade or like police. Also, I'd much rather go uni than that, right? And I think people say, oh, if you go uni, you have to do this. Like, it's not like you can work on like other stuff. Like I'm doing this now at like, well, I woke up at 4:30 for this, not 4:30, but now 6 a.m. But like, because like I literally I have classes and this that. Like, you can still work on your passion, but I would say, yeah, you're right. Like some of these lectures, like it's long. The people there are like zombies. If you just go to university and come back, you'll have a very it'll be really shit. If you just go there, go class, come back. But I think, well, for me in university, that was like first year. So I was like, oh, what's this? Then I was like, learn about like committees, clubs, like actually like being like, in terms of like, there's obviously being in a club, like just joining it, or like being a committee member, like actually like doing shit. And I liked, because I was watching Sunderland Till I Die, and that documentary, and I was really interested in like the operational, like how they budgeted things. Fine, I'm interested in that. Like for me, like if I had to ever work a job, my dream is to work in football, in that sort of realm. Like that would be like the dream. Do you know what I mean? For me, if I like, obviously maybe this doing full time, not too sure, but at the minute, if I had to work, I'd much rather work, in the sports like that. I'll be passionate about that. But I was quite fascinated with that. Like, you look at, I think the degree, I guess, I'm doing a lot of economics now. I guess you could say it's interrelated, but if I'm being honest, like, mate, university degrees, like I've been to, like, what you learn in university is about like 20% transferable in the real world. You have to get real world experience, and that's why I respect like apprenticeships and all these things, because you actually get first-hand experience, you get the job, this, that, and like, I could go on a spiel how crap the Australian growth. I'm not sure about the UK, but the job market in terms of like 9 to 5.
It's ridiculous as well in the UK, bro. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But this is a thing I have a problem with personally as well. Yeah, is I feel like there's a huge stereotype, I'd say, on young people like who finish school, or obviously who goes to university, and it's like and I don't listen and I don't follow these people, but it's like the Matrix, bro. Like real talk, because
it is.
The thing is, people have it. It's like you have to follow. Finish school, go to college or whatever it is, or sixth form, wherever it is. Do exams, do courses, do A levels, go to university, get a degree, then get a job. But so many young people I know, right? And unfortunate for me, I from a young age, I had policing as a passion, right? I've always wanted to go into it, so I had that there. But many people I know, they don't know what they want to do, bro, which is fine, you know. And for me, it'd be like there's so many things you can do, like so many skills. Just you can go online and learn a higher value skill. So many, you know, it ain't got to just be doing a trade or anything like that. But you know, you can learn whatever. Like that's the thing. Just I feel like people just, in my opinion, I follow my passion. Yeah, I think that's what people that make everyone happy, man. Just do what they want to do. It's your life.
Yeah.
You know, we only live once. You know, so it's like we can't take anything for granted as well. You know, like it's made me realize that over the years, like even when people pass away, like Jota, for example, yeah, Liverpool player. When he died in a car crash, that guy got married the week before, wherever it was. He had 3 kids. You know, and I'm sitting there thinking his life is gone just like that. But there's this whole stereotypical thing about, oh, you have to go university, you have to get a degree, you have to get a job. People don't even like half their jobs that they flipping work. It's ridiculous, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. And there are a lot of people like, bro, like some of these people in these lectures are fucking zombies, mate. Like it feels like you're going to like fucking depressing. Like it feels depressing. But I think for me, definitely this year, I've definitely made a lot more of the opportunities that university, like in life, like there's so many opportunities that people don't take. That's why I realized, you know, taking these opportunities, firstly, not many people even want to try. They just want to sit and do nothing. So taking these opportunities, and I think this year especially, I've enjoyed at university a lot more, not because of the work and all that. Like I again, I don't really like it, but you know, I still have to like keep up my grades and all that. So I still have to study. Like even though I don't enjoy it as much, like I think sometimes in life you have to do things that you don't enjoy. Like inevitably, everyone has to do that. You know what I mean? You know, I bet some days, you know, you don't feel like doing your police. I'm not sure every day you're like, yeah, let's go out.
Definitely
work.
though.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to do it anyways. But for me, yeah, just the opportunities. Like for example, like I just randomly applied for this. Do you know what model? You know what model UN is? You know like how the UN, like the United Nations, they sit down and fucking talk. You know,
yeah.
I had like no experience, and like, oh, they're going to Sydney for like 2 days. Like, I to be fair, I just looked at it as a holiday. I just fucking applied for no reason, and I got it like straight away. I'm like, crap, I'm gonna go to Sydney. I'm gonna go to Sydney next month for like 2 days. It's good for my skills, and you know, it's like real world stuff, and yeah, there's all these opportunities that university does have, but like you gotta go looking for it. You can't, you know, just be there. And if you just be there, you know, you're not gonna get, I guess, the full, I guess, experience. But I completely agree with you. This whole go to university, get a job, like it's for me, it's outdated. But obviously, there's a lot of people that still believe in it. And I think, you know, at least I'll get the degree. At least I have like maybe like a fallback option, or like, you know, because do it obviously. At the minute, this doesn't pay for me. I think it pays for you a bit, right? Yeah. At the minute, it doesn't pay for me. You know how am I going to support that? You know, like a lot of people, like I'd say, you know, AP the Fire. You know, when I first was interviewing him, you know, he was working at I think like an aged care home. He wasn't enjoying that, but he was still doing this on the side. And I think once obviously since he signs like some multi-fight deal with Brandon, he doesn't have to do that anymore, you know. And people think like, oh, once you go to university, you're shackled. Like, but if you find the time, you can do both. Like, you know, I have obligations to do well, right? Even though sometimes I don't feel like studying, or low key, off the record. I thank ChatGPT and Claude AI for the huge assist they've
What an assist! A KDB assist.
KDB level, Mesut Ozil level assist, mate. I'm telling you. But that's also the other thing. Like with all this AI thing, like people are gonna cheat, man. Like it takes the fun out of learning. Because why would you learn? Like genuinely trying to learn. But then
Yeah.
some kid's gonna use fucking AI, and they can't really check whether they can, but like not really.
Yeah.
But this whole like shit, it takes the fun out of learning. Now it's like, okay, we can get the highest mark. It's like it's such a dead system. But I think for me, because I was talking with someone, well, not a friend, but like someone who's like a life, like one of my mom's family friends who does like life coaching and all that. And you told me basically what you say and what I'd say: just follow your passion, but make sure you devote every day to, because basically what you said, what you put in is what you get. It's like a thing, like put so much
Facts.
value, put so much input, you get the output. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And for me, that's what I think I've experienced definitely second year compared to last year, where I wasn't doing that much and I wasn't really on the content grind as well. Like
Mm.
I was here and there, but now I'm definitely more on the content grind, but also keep myself busy with, my work, my schoolwork, and then also, committee, I have to do like financing, all that, doing all these other things, like sort of, I said, I wouldn't say jack of all trades, but like building, like, at the young age, trying new experiences,
Yeah, of
whereas
course.
finding your passion. So I think a lot of people like do university the wrong way. But if you know what you want to do, like for you, for example, like it's a no-brainer, mate. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like if you had a passion for policing, like go for it, like do it.
Yeah.
Like I think some people feel like, oh, they look down on, oh, you don't have a university degree. Like, mate, like
Yeah.
it's as long as you got the experience, mate, you can do a lot of things.
Mm. I also think maybe because this is a new generation now, and back in the day it was like it was a I don't know what the word is, but you had to do it. It was no. If you didn't do it, you wasn't
Yeah.
normal. Like you had to follow the university, get a degree, or after school go straight into a full-time job, whatever it may be. And I think that's what you get from a lot of older generation people. But now we live in a generation where you have so many opportunities to do anything really because of the power of like social media, for example. You can start
Mm.
TikTok. Yeah, it don't even have to be YouTube long form. You can do TikTok. You can get on like creativity page, creativity fund. Yeah,
Mm.
it may take a while, but once you get, I think it's 10,000, then I see so many people make money from TikTok. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they literally just document their life. So some of the things could be the most boring thing ever, but people actually watch it, and it's like you can do that. You can do like any form of social media. You have, honestly, now you don't even have to show your face. Pick a niche. Yeah, you see so many like YouTube shorts or like TikToks, like who they don't even show their face, but it works for them.
Yeah,
So
bro.
it's like,
Nah, sorry, okay, like
huh?
you're not showing your face.
Oh no, no, no.
Oh,
You know what? I didn't even do that on purpose. I did not even do that on purpose. I totally not do that. If we people, they don't know what we're talking about, do they? But this is a joke. Only
yeah,
me and Vinny know, guys. Yeah, you guys need a lot of
exactly.
context. You guys need a lot of context, all right? But still, it's like like look, at the end of the day, right? I feel, as you said there, like as well with the whole what you put in what you put into it, you should receive the reward. Yeah, and it's like that's the thing that I think if anyone does social media, you're gonna have days, especially if you work as well. You're gonna have days when you come home and you feel like, I can't be bothered. Like, you'd be a lack of motivation to do it. But the thing I'd say is those are the best days for you. You have to do it, man. Like this is, if you want to get that reward, just put everything you have into it. And that's what I try and do with my content is keep it consistent as possible. Try and keep it unique, try and keep it original as well at the same time. But just get something out there. Just, you're gonna have days where cool, you may have to take a break because we all get we all get a bit burnt out, but at the same time, this is a dream, It don't have to be content creation. It could be a business, it could be whatever. Honestly, you could do anything nowadays on online or even in person. So, but you definitely have days. Like I've had days where I come back and I honestly can't be asked to talk. Sit in front of the camera and talk about Arsenal. I just can't be. But I still do it, because this is what I want to do. So yeah, man.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I think just showing up and it's and doing the little things, man. Like literally testament. Like I experienced this a couple days ago. Like again, this is not even like content, right? Like this is like my committee work. Like we were in the meeting, yeah, and then they had like a section of like shouting out people who like members who've been doing like quote unquote extra work, and they said my fucking name first, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? And I realized I was like, because I just showed up. I like not to like. I mean, I doubt they're gonna watch this, mate, but like, not to my other committee members, like, I showed up to every meeting. They didn't show up to any, like, a lot. Whenever there was something to talk about, like we have like a Discord chat, I was always the first to respond. I was always first. Like, if I had a deadline, I was always the first. Like these little things. Like people think like, they don't notice. They do. I got the fucking vice president coming up to me personally, thanking me, like, you're a great asset to this, asset to this society, and I really appreciate your work. Like, she didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
she didn't have to come up like, she did like one thing, just a presentation, fair enough, but like to personally come up to me, like you don't have to do that. You're so high up compared to me, yet you do that, and I felt very appreciative, and it just showed that day, like it's little things and do count. People think, they're not gonna watch, or like, I might not post, or I might not show up today. Like a lot of people, like I've noticed, like don't even show up, mate. Like if you show up every day, you're probably beating a good more than half of your competition already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, for instance, like, did I really want to get up at, like, really want to get up at 4 o'clock, 4:30? Not really. But
you still did it, bro.
I still did it because, one, obviously, I was talking to a legendary guest himself. Like, if it was Chase the more, I'd be like, yo, Chase, maybe got to schedule it a couple hours later. But you,
my brother, man. No, this is what I respect. It. Like even when we do football streams together, bro, because you're in Australia and the games kick off, you wake up at ridiculous times, yeah, but you still manage to do content out of it, bro. Like that takes a lot, bro, because I can't imagine doing. As I said, you have it difficult with how football games kick off.
Wait, I'll be honest. Like low key, like sometimes, but now I think I'm a month more locked in. But like sometimes, like literally, I'll do the content, but then I'll go to sleep, wake up fucking 12 p.m., bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm being dead at. Like people think, you're really. I'll be real, but I think now, obviously, it's finding. I don't believe in balance in a way. Like if you really want something, you have to go get it. Like people say, you need balance, this and that. Like. For me, like for example, like clubbing, partying, that I don't yet. I mean, obviously I go out. I'm not as if I can just sit at home, mate. Like I still go out with my friends. Like I have a good time. I have a couple of pints. All that. I'm sure you do as well. But the clubbing, the partying, that doesn't like. I don't yearn for that. So like, people say, you need to have like rest time or this and that. Like, for me, like for example, today, like we've been chatting. Once this finishes, I'll probably do a bit of my work. Then I've got class, then chill a bit, and then I've got to head to uni, and then sit through another 3 hours, and I'm back by 8 p.m. Do you know what I mean? So, and I've probably got to edit more clips because brand is coming out, so make sure all that stuff is sorted. But like, for me, I don't view this as work. Do you know what I mean? I love it.
Exactly.
I view studying as work.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. And one is hard. Two, again, I go I go to again. I'm gonna have a little side tangent about how rigged this is, mate. I've had talks with like mates who like were like mega smart in school. Like I didn't do too well, but I managed to still get into the university. Touch wood. Thankfully, everything worked out. But like they got like I got talking to mates doing law and economics who got top 1% in the whole state. He got like, nah, bro, like that guy's super smart. And even he's talking about like some of the lecturers, like even in law, which is like extreme, like in my university, Monash, I think it's quite highly ranked. Like it's hard to get into in the first place. They're like shit. They don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? And they're like sitting there, you have to learn the shit on your own. Same with like some of my economic stuff, which is like hard shit sometimes. And then for the amount of times I crashed out, mate, because like this guy, like they don't care, bro. And I'm like, why? I'm paying so much money. Like, well, I'm like, what? Ultimately, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? They're not teaching you. Like, they don't really prepare you that for that tell you that in university. They don't tell like, oh, you most like you don't know whether you'll be on your own or not. Do you know what I mean? Which is absolutely crazy. And there's all this matrix. I still believe I generally believe university is a matrix, but like I've kind of like owned up. But I think since I'm doing this, I'm like, okay. Do you know what I mean? I'm still working towards something and I'm still young and I still have the time. Like, imagine if I found this when I was like full-time working now. It would be a much more difficult compared now. Again, another thing that the person told me, like, I've got age on I'm 19, you know. People will be more accepting to you, you know, if you work now, like it'll be easier to take off. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're like 20, 22, 23, 24, you have to compete against like the rest of the adults, the rest of the people. Do you know what I mean? But God, I forgot what I was talking about. What was I told? How did I just? Why did I just rant about that?
What was you?
my
What was you?
question? Shit.
What was your man? No, we just talking about. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
But I just yapped too much, bro.
No, guys. We was.
Cut.
No, we talking
Nah,
about like university, yeah, and like the how much it is a. That's, I think that's what I said about how it's a it's very stereotypical.
yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
basically, what I felt it just like literally summarizes that. But you did. I want to touch on something you did say. You know, life being precious and all that with Jota. You know, I think. Well, obviously you discussed it on Leon's podcast, so you know you've dealt with that. You know, you've dealt with that. Do you mind speaking about it a bit, or?
Of course, there's no problem, man. I appreciate you asking, but yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you know, it was what your father, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think you know, I guess. Yeah, how do you still cope with it now? Obviously, it's probably been a while, but like you probably still deal with it the day to day, don't you?
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. It's yeah, so I've already said it on Liam's
Yeah.
one, so I'm happy enough to talk it on here. But people don't, maybe first time watching. I did lose my father when I was 12 years old. I'm 19
Oh,
now, so yeah,
7 years.
7 years ago, man.
Mm.
To it's hard when you lose the parent. Obviously, that I mean, it's hard to lose a parent anyway. Like, but when you're especially that young as well, and I'm the oldest out of my brother and sister as well. My brother's 2 years younger than me. My sister's 3-4 years younger than me. So you can imagine for them, growing up at that age as well. There's 10. My sister was like 7. At that age, you don't have the understanding, you know, of like. And until you get older. For me, I was a bit, because I was like 12, 13, as I said, I was going into the teenage years, so you sort of do get an understanding, but it's one of the toughest things because to grow up, everyone has a father figure, whether it's your actual dad or whoever it may be, but to grow up without a father figure is very difficult. It's very difficult because you have to you haven't got that guy there to teach you, to talk to you, to if you want to talk to them about your experiences or just life in general. Really, they've been there and done it, you know. So it's like having no father figure is very, very difficult anyway. But to be honest, it gets tougher as you get older because you have that realization that they're not coming back. And the saddest thing for me is as you grow up, the things that you go through, the things that you achieve, the things that if you're having a tough time, they're not there to see it. You know, that you can't go to them. Like for example, when I for my football team, right? I won player of the season back to back 2 years in a row, right? Massive achievement for me, yeah. But because my dad would take me football every single week, he'd be there home and away, right? He's the one who got me into Arsenal. He took me to my first game in 2012. Is these moments, or like even just doing this, for example, when I got to the Content Awards, right, and I finished in the top 3 out my category, yeah. Is these moments, or just even growing up, forget about just like what we do in this or football, but just when you grow up as a person, you know, they're not there to see it, and as you continue to grow, they're not there to see it, and that's a realization for me that really gets me. Is like, damn, you know, of course they've always been the heart, and I'm a believer of I am religious, so I'm a believer of heaven, and I believe there's an afterlife. So, you know, I believe they are watching down on you, but it's difficult, man. It's difficult. You know, it really is difficult not to have that father figure. It's really difficult to go through life knowing, as I said, as time goes on, it gets worse for me, and also for my brother and sister as well. They're getting a lot older now, so now they realize he's not coming back, and yeah, but this is why this is life, bro. Like, that's why I say you can't take it for granted. You know, people worry about so many things in life. It's like you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, so just do whatever makes you happy. You know, so
Yeah.
that's if anything, it's taught me to. His passing has taught me to look at a different perspective in life, man. That don't take things for granted and do whatever you want. But yeah, man, this of course is really difficult. And I still every day, you know, we have like a gravestone. So we go there quite often and put like flowers down and, you know, just talk as well, man. Just talk about what's going on right now. And yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult, but yeah, it's what it is, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll never understand how that feels like, and I'm sure it'll be proud of you, man. Generally, so
Thank you, bro.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
I wanted to talk about that because also I did have a story, but it left my mind. Hold on. Yeah. So I guess you know life is precious, and life is unexpected. So I'll tell the story again. This is probably like. Now, obviously, I've had grandparents like pass away, but I think this was also. I didn't know him personally, but it. I'll tell the story. So basically, I was in year 11, right? Year 11, like you know, just chilling chemistry club. Like, again, normal day. You know what I mean? Like everything, like normal day. And what our school had is like every week or every alternate week or like something like that. They had like a school meeting. It usually happened like in person, but like during lockdown, and then the transition from lockdown into we had it on Google Meet during lockdown. But they decided to keep it, and usually it's not. It's like nothing. Like usually it's just like the principal yapping about something. Just so happened we were talking. You know, great class. You know, we were talking. Shout out to the teacher. Shout out to Miss Sweeney if you're watching. You know, year 11 chemistry. The streets will never forget, man. But we joined late. And so we didn't really hear like what happened, like what was actually said. We heard like something about a boy that happened, like just that. But then we've had it in the past, like, oh, boys have been like caught like doing something, or like that's what we all thought. So I think that's still the case in our school, but so I'm trying to get my thoughts straight. Sorry. We had a building where the year 11s and 12s like shared like all the lockers, the classes. Like we shared a building. So class finished, like normal. So me and my mates, we walked into the building. So we're like talking in our own world. Then I look up, then I just see people like crying, people like fucking I like sad, and it was like it felt like this, all of them saw a ghost, and I was like, I returned to each other like what's going on here? I didn't really connect the dots then, but like I was like, no way is what I'm thinking it actually happened. And the next class I had was, because I was in year 11, and you could take, if you did like decently well in like year 10, you could take like an accelerated class. So I was doing a year 12 class. So my next year was the year 12 class in year 11. So I was like, I walked, so I said bye to my mates, walked up. Again, every floor was like people crying. I'm like, it felt like some shit out, like some movie. I'm like, well, I'm thinking, what's going on here? So then I walked into the classroom, and then everyone's just like dead, bro. My teacher, who was also a year 12, like student manager, was in and out the room, like, making sure people are okay. So I go sit down, and I connected dots. They mentioned a boy, everyone's sad. He unfortunately did pass away. And I never knew this guy, but I still remember his full name. We still watch his funeral, this, that, like it was online. And yeah, it was just like so, like, you hear stories about like people like death on the news, unfortunately, but like obviously other than family members, this really hit close. Like, I usually expect it to happen at my school, and unfortunately, well, the reason of death was, well, was unfortunately was he committed suicide, unfortunately, which was, well, I think suicide is not a good way to die. Well, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was just like, basically what I'm trying to say is it felt so close to home, and it shocked, and then made me realize like, oh crap, like how precious life is. Like someone could be there and the next minute, like, gone. He had a lot of mates as well, friends, who are probably like waiting to like, finish school with him, and unfortunately they never got that. But yeah, man. That sounds a bit depressing now, but yeah, I think it had to be said,
Sad,
man.
man.
Because
Yeah.
you did bring up Jara, and I did.
Yeah.
I did say it on Leon's podcast as well.
Yeah.
That story, because we did talk about Jara as well, and I like, not necessarily I like to bring it up, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's a good like personal thing to sort of talk about, because like, yeah, I still remember the kids. I never met the kid. I still remember what he looks like, his full name, like, forever it'll be etched in my mind, man. But I think, yeah, but yeah, life is precious. That's basically summed up what we've talked about, man. But I think it's just also human nature, like, like once life goes on, you still get upset over the little things.
Yeah.
But then it's like sometimes when things are going so fast, you don't have the time to like sit back and be like, oh, it's actually not that deep. Do you know what I mean? I bet
Thanks.
you probably faced that as well.
Yeah. 100%, bro. 100%. Sometimes you overreact about the smallest little thing, and it's like, or situation, or you have a falling out with someone. And it's just like, what are we doing here? Like, we literally, as I said, we can't take life for granted. So just be happy, man. Just be happy, and also I look at I look at myself and my position, and people in the UK, or if you live in Australia, as that we're quite lucky. Like, we're quite fortunate to be
Yeah.
to have food, like to have a roof over our heads. I look at so many people, and the job that I also do, it gives you that perspective as well. So many people live lives where, like, they'd walk into our, like, if you offer them what we have, they'll snap both of your hands off for it. They'll walk into our shoes. People that, there's all wars going on in different countries, or poverty. Like, people have to scrape for food, have to scrape for water in certain countries. As I said, there's all wars going on, gang violence going on everywhere, in quite a lot of these countries. So if anything, I look at it just that we're quite fortunate to be where we in this position compared to other people.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. Like, again, like, I'm thinking about all this, like, all these sides, and like people, like some people, like, oh, like in the Western world, especially, they complain about the small little things and they make it such a big deal. I'm like, bro, like, there's a lot of people that are, one, killed to be in your position, and two, if they heard your problems. Okay, I don't like saying that, obviously you don't really know, but like some people's problems aren't actually like proper problems. If you get, I don't mean to like discard that in a way, but like they wouldn't consider it as problems. You know what I mean? Like, I reckon, like, I haven't had any major problems in my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, actual, like, genuine problems. You actually sit back. Like, obviously, when my friend group did leave me, like, they just sent me, they talk all this shit, and I thought that was the biggest problem in the world for about a month. I thought, like, oh my god, the fucking, like, shit, like, I was like, but like, now I've stepped back, and what I built now in terms of, like, got new everything, been up in life in a way. I'm like, it wasn't that deep. Do you know what I mean? There's people that are facing far, far, far worse. And if I sat there and I said my problems, for me personally, they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? What do you mean problems? You know? And I think understand to showcase gratitude. And I think a lot of people, again, our age, who, again, I don't want to be like political here again, but I think you understand, and the viewers understand what I'm saying. Like, these people, I'm like, they say they have all these problems, but at the end of the day, like, there's some kid in Pakistan who's, struggling for food. Do you know what I mean? Or there's some poor kid in Africa with some war there that's not documented or not televised. Do you know what I mean? But it's about count your blessings, man. And if you really look at it, like, if you really look at your life, a lot of people, I think even in content creation in general, when you get that, you could have like 100,000 of positive comments, but you get one negative comment and you read it and you're like, that affects you. You know what I mean? Even though you've got like
it puts you down. Yeah,
one compared to maybe 100, 200, 300 good comments. Like, you focus on the one. Even in life in general, like, oh, you screw up on one test, but you do well on the other test. People say, oh, why didn't you do better on this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with like life, you have this problem, but like there's some things like you can say, oh, I have all these problems, like 5 or 6 problems, but then there's so that I bet there's 100, 200 things that you don't notice that you're grateful for. Do you know what I mean? Like, I bet I could probably name like 50 things that I'm grateful for, like, now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You just take for granted, but
yeah, so many things you can name. Yeah,
because I don't know. Because obviously we're both pushing for a goal, and obviously we will, push hard. So obviously, when things go away, I'm sure sometimes you get upset. Like, how do you try to, like, maintain your gratitude and all that, but also try, I guess, push for what goals you want to achieve for your football channel and potentially even life in general?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. Look, for me, sort of just approach it as okay. So I'll give you an example with just the football content. Yeah, there'll be days where okay, yeah, when you say about the the hate comment, yeah, there'll be days where you look at that hate comment and feel like, oh, like, damn, that's actually got to me. You know what I mean? Or there'll be days where you do a video and it don't get, it don't get people don't enjoy it. People don't enjoy it. And it's like, hold on a minute. Or you get a few streams and it doesn't really go the way how you want it to go, and sometimes it can feel false, right? But for me, my mindset with it all is just like it's part of the process. I'm gonna tell that Arteta here. It's part of the journey. It's part of the process, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but in all seriousness, like you're gonna have days like this, where not everyone's gonna like you. Whatever you do, people always have an opinion. That's the thing. You just gotta accept it. As long as you know what you do is what you enjoy, and is, as I said, this is a dream for me. You're gonna have days where you're gonna get knocked down, yeah. But the main thing is just keep going with it. Keep going with it because you believe in it. That's the way I look at it personally. So I don't really, not as much as it used to, let other people's opinions affect me. Because I know what I want to do, and I know I'm going to keep doing that, and I know I keep progressing every single time. So whatever they have to say really is their opinion, but it's irrelevant to me in terms of that the hate opinions. Of course, I love people who support and saying really kind things. It gives you a really good feeling, and I always want to give back as well, of course, to those people. But as I said, you're always gonna have people who ain't gonna like what you do, and it's not just with YouTube. It could be anything in life in general. There's people who don't like your appearance. There'll be people who don't like your opinions on whatever it may be, because this is what it is, man. Like, you can't please everyone, and if you go into the mindset of I want to please everyone, then for me, you ain't gonna get anywhere, because it's not
exactly.
You're not true to yourself. You're trying to play a character just to make everyone happy, and it's like it's never gonna work. So yeah, that's the way how I usually like. That's my mindset of it. With just not just YouTube, but with life in general, bro. Really, it's just keep doing what makes you happy, and don't let other people's opinions affect you, because this is your life. You do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, completely agree with you there, mate. Sorry, excuse me. Lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Yeah, I think I sort of would like / sort of adopt your sort of similar mindset in terms of, like, for example, like on Twitter, right? I think you saw Tristan. I did 1,000 times. That little thing that I did one for Wade, and then look, for me, I can take if someone says, "Oh, talk about my appearance or whatever," or like, "Oh, says the video shit," like that's like okay. But one thing like that gets to me is when they go for my character, like my moral like character, and then this guy, he was a face guy. I think he was like, because he was reposting a lot of Fed stuff, so it might have been like related to Feds, and a lot of like Misfits guys followed him, like, you know what I mean? So it was like pretty. It wasn't like if it was like some Twitter random, like I wouldn't have given a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, but this guy seems important, and he was like, "Oh, what are you doing? Have a bit of self-respect." Like, he was going at me. I'm like, this guy was a grown man, by the way, commenting on a 9-year-old kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're growing at like, he doesn't know. Like, again, I'm gonna quote Ted Lasso. Yeah, I think again, it's so even I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. I also judge people, but be curious. What was it? Be curious, not judgmental. I'm sure. Have you heard the Ted Lasso? Yeah, like
big up Ted Lasso, man.
like he doesn't know like the amount of times I've stayed away being like, oh, what happens if it worked out, you know. Amount of
Yeah.
times I've, you know, like Tuesdays, especially 12-hour days at uni, come back
Mm,
and edit a video, go to
yeah.
sleep at 2 a.m.,
It's
wake up
difficult.
at 8
Mm,
a.m. so I can be on top of uni work. He doesn't understand, you know, I'll be getting up 3, 4, 4, 5 a.m., you know, try to make this work. And
mm.
at the end of the day, like, it got to me because he attacked my character. And like, what do you mean, like, self-respect, mate? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to do something a bit different. I told him, like, I mean, the comments I would take after I calmed down, because if I wrote instantly, mate, I would have
Yeah.
said some shit that I probably would have regretted. But I was like, mate, I've been doing this for almost a year. Thought I'd just try something different.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because I believe in my skills, man.
exactly.
Again, and I think for me, like, I've been watching a lot of Suits. Again, I've been
Big up
rewatching it.
Zeus.
Like, I'm trying to but you know, Harvey's core. Life is this. I like this. I think for me, I'm not sure. Like, you've got to have like, you can be humble, but you've got to have a bit of ego in a way, like a small bit
Yeah.
of ego. I think, like, for me, I think I'm gonna say it right now. I outclass Fred, bro. I know on my day, if you give me the opportunity, like with these big names, I'll give him one hell of an interview. You know,
Exactly.
there's a reason why AP the Fighter has come back to me, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like 5 times, mate. Do you know what I mean? And we've
Facts.
had like 40-minute conversations for like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh crap. Sorry, I've been keeping you here for a long time, mate. I really
No,
apologize, bro.
I've been enjoying it, mate. I've been enjoying
Yeah,
it.
I didn't realize the time. I was like,
It's
look,
been a
I'm like,
great chat, mate. It's been a great chat.
oh, thank you. I thought that's like stuff if you mind, or
Yeah,
because don't
keep
you have
going,
that
bro.
podcast? What about
Nah,
your podcast, bro?
don't worry, bro. Don't worry, man.
Oh, right,
It's what
okay,
it is,
thank you.
man. Like, bro. If you got more questions, keep going, bro. Keep going. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, so basically, like, no, shout out to Fred. You know, he's a pioneer. I'm not saying, but I believe in terms of questions and the way I conduct myself, you know, I would perform better. You know, like, no hate to like misfits. Well, there's a reason out there. Misfits Mads aren't even getting interviews anymore, mate. Do you know what I mean? You know, fucking,
Misfits
they have
minds,
gotten
yeah.
zero, mate. Zero, mate. They'll go big return. They got nothing, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I
Facts.
see, like, you know, shout out, you know, Leo for IFN. You
Yeah.
know, I think he's decent. Yeah, he's decent. I had a chat with him, but like, imagine if, you know, I got like Vampira or like do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm thinking like, I'm like, not, I would say jealous. I think jealous is the correct word. Like, if I'm being 100% real, because like,
Yeah.
but I think it's like finding your own path. And I think what I found with the Instagrams, like, the Irish box influencer scene is huge in a way. Like, I collabed with I'm talking this 17-year-old kid, you know, Mikey,
Yeah.
you know,
I saw.
great.
I watched your video. I think of that the other day.
Oh, you watched the video? Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Like,
Yeah. What is he? He's at the best for. He's the best for his age, isn't he, or something?
yeah, bro, for a
Yeah.
17-year-old, he's on
Ridiculous.
it, man. And, you know, for example, my Instagram, like, every video I've collabed with him, has gotten easily above 1,000 views.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a lot more followers. Like, I got a follow from like some Irish guy who had like 300K followers.
Damn.
Ziggy liked, reposted, followed me. Interview coming soon with Ziggy, man. By the way, I mean,
That'd be sick.
preview, exactly, Ziggy Johnson, big up.
Big
But
up.
it's just like, people think like, I think, oh, when's the opportunity going to come? And it feels like, well, for me at the minute, the opportunity is coming. And then also on Twitter, I'm doing with the brand risk stuff. You know, I'm getting involved in the brand risk. You know, there's another up and coming interviewer who I'm tight with. You know, he gave me support. You know, because we talk like that sometimes. You know, I think if you want to follow him, I think his name is Mike something. He's a brand. He literally, you know what he did, bro? I'm being dead ass. He skydived. He jumped out of a plane to get a job at Brand Risk, to get noticed by Aiden Ross. He literally jumped out of a plane, bro, and was like, I wonder,
Crazy
I'm
guy,
being
bro.
serious. Like,
Crazy
And
guy.
even he got hate for that as well. Like I was reading the comments, he would say, "Oh, I also got stick for that," and I was reading the comments. Like half of them were hate comments. Like, "Oh, what's this
Jesus.
guy doing? Like, what do you think this guy thinks he's gonna get the job, bro? Like, what the
Oh
fuck is this
my
guy
god.
doing?" Like, I got one, and this guy got like at least like 10, 20, bro. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And he fucking like,
Madness.
how do you get hate for jumping out of a plane, bro? Do you know what I mean? Like that's out there, mate. Just thought that was over respect. But like, I think again, all they're talking about. I think ultimately I want to say that there's like a path to everything. Like with you, right? I think I'll say just not recently, but a year and a bit ago, that's when your channel really started to like shoot up. Do you know what I mean? You had like those big videos that got like 100, like the Watford buying clothes stores got 115K from the
Thousand, yeah.
time. Yeah, like crazy,
My
crazy numbers.
Villarreal, Arsenal
Oh, the
Villarreal got
Villarreal one as well.
100
Like,
and yeah, over 100K as well. Ridiculous, bro.
like I think there's like a path for everyone. And you just have to take it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But the thing is with that, yeah, is I feel like a lot of people who do the content creation, their main focus is views the whole time. I feel like a lot of people are obsessed, have an obsession of views. But for me, I look at it like I I rate, like as I said a bit earlier on in this pod, yeah, people actually take their time out to watch you. I think that's the most
yeah,
important thing when you do this um content creation, yeah, is because you ain't gonna blow up overnight.
yeah.
On YouTube, you ain't gonna do that. It's very
Oh
rare,
yeah,
very
yeah.
rare. TikTok's a bit more easier because it's short form, for you page and all that stuff. Yeah, you keep making videos every single day on TikTok. Again, it's very easy because the amount of people, it's 1 minute videos. Yeah, but YouTube,
Mhm.
when you start up a new channel, um, you just recently obviously bought back the foot one as well. That
Yeah,
you I think did 2 years, and obviously this one as well. It's, as I said, I'll say it again, but it's a process, man. Like
exactly.
you ain't gonna blow up overnight. And for me, as you said right there, that last year was a year when it really went up to the next
Mm.
level. I was in the position where my first 3 4 years, my first 3 years, it took me to get 200, 300 subscribers alone, because this is the thing. It don't, as I say, you don't blow up overnight. It's only recently where, because I've stuck to it for years now, because I've been here pretty much every single day, experimenting with live streams, with different type of content, trying to keep content unique, trying to keep it original. And as you build a community, you get the same people come back in, and then
Mm.
it keeps expanding. Then you'll get the results eventually. And as I said, you rightly said, in the summer, my channel blew up completely. Um, and that's all it really takes. So, but I feel like people come in, any new people starting out, their main thing is, "Oh, I need to get views. I need to get views. I need to get views. I need to get subscribers." But they will come. They will come eventually. It's a
Yeah,
process at the end of the day, man. And it's not like, I said, it's, you ain't gonna have a specific date where, or like in months or like a year where, oh my god, I'm gonna become YouTube famous. Yeah, I'm gonna have so many subscribers. It just doesn't. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you get
yeah,
lucky. Sometimes you can go on a big channel and get them to promote you and keep going on their channel, and then you can network, and people can come over from their one to their one. Yeah, but when you're starting from the bottom, from ground one, yeah, like from the first day, you're not gonna blow up straight away. So it's a process, but you got to stick. That's what I did with my channel right now. Is stick to it every single day.
yeah,
Just try
yeah,
different content, try live streams, try videos, and you'll get there.
yeah. I think it's just being, as I mean, with the great Cristiano Ronaldo said, obviously a lot of people, but Ronaldo, I think, hammered it. It's consistency. Like for me, like even I'm trying now to apply it into my life. in terms of like all around, as in like for instance now doing my right exam in like a month. Actually, I got one in like 3 weeks in a month, but like doing a bit of work like now instead of like I mean instead of last minute SC. Do you know what I mean? I mean last minute SC does produce some last minute winners. I mean so far, but like it's just like being consistent, but consistent. Again, I'll tell you the story about the Mike guy as well. He was doing a lot of brand risk stuff before the skydiving thing as well. Like he did, like he was telling me, he said brand risk 10,000 times, but then no, I don't think no one. He said it. He spent like 3 hours, mate, and he didn't like not really people showed like cared or like showed up. That's what he was telling me that, and then it just so happened like when he was posting his interview clips, like because Aiden Ross has its own community on Twitter. That's what I've been trying to like understand, because like he was just one day scrolling through it, Aiden Ross, and then he saw him and he was like, oh, who's this guy? Clicked on his profile. Oh, I like this guy. He's cool. 2 days later, he gets a call from Aiden's manager. They want to fly out to what was it? Miami to do interviews. 2 days later, I was on the plane to Oh, you good? Do you wanna? No, you're good. Okay. No, basically, yeah, she basically got flown out to Miami and interviewed like all the fighters, um, some celebrity stars as well. So I'm thinking, that could be me if I'm consistent. One day, who knows, Aiden might scroll and be like, "Who is this guy?" Do you know what I mean? I keep tagging his manager every day. I mean, all the clips I tag his manager, so surely he has to see one. Do you know what I mean? But at the minute, for me, the interviews, like, it is a bit disheartening in terms of like the long form. Like, they don't get views, mate. They do not get views at all. Like the short form is like they get views, but it's not like easily convert into followers or
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? So at one point I am chasing the views in a way, but I think it's just being consistent. I think the clips, a lot of people see it more often, and maybe the big creators see it, and it's about who I guess, as well. So
Yeah.
that's the sort of thing I'm navigating. Like TikTok, I'm experimenting with like TikTok. I just post everything.
Yeah.
To see what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Instagram, mainly clips. I do delve, like you saw the reel I put out with the boy Lewis Lit.
Yeah.
One.
Sick. Sick.
Like I did on TikTok, and then YouTube Shorts again. It's like for the football one, I do my football one, and for my boxing channel, I do a lot of my interview clips. And to be fair, my YouTube Shorts I've been averaging like 1.5 to 2.2 3K like per video, which is absolutely crazy. But now I'm just trying to figure out the long form. I think how that will work, and how, because I've been posting a lot. Like I've had like 86 videos.
But that's the thing. As I said, going to my channel, doing the long form content was a struggle for me at the start as well, because what you notice with doing football content for myself was how populated it is. You have so many, so saturated, right? You have so many channels doing the same thing, so it's very hard to stand out, and that is what it's like for me. 3 years. I didn't even get 300 subscribers until my fourth year doing it. I had videos where nobody would watch. It'd be like 50 view, 100 views, minimal. Like, sorry, max every single video. And I was thinking, this ain't going anywhere. It's disheartening, because you see other channels get so many people. It's like, oh, what am I doing wrong? But as I said, it takes time, man. It takes time, and just keep experimenting, keep trying new things, trying new ideas, trying new thumbnails, trying new titles. Keep doing that, and eventually you should get somewhere, bro. Because it's what happens with me.
I think also another advice. Do you know who Divine Xavier is? Do you remember?
I might have heard of him actually.
Yeah. basically what he told me, like even when I was like stubborn, he was my second interview by the way, and he told me this in my second interview. He was like, try to like upscale in some way. For example, like with the interviews, right? I realized Zoom was an issue because the 30-minute time, like we've been taught, like if this was Zoom, mate, we would have to leave. We would have to leave and rejoin. Like we've been the flow and this and that.
Wait, I think I'm going to the first interview we did. We did it on Zoom, didn't we?
Zoom.
Yeah, we did.
Zoom. But now we're doing on StreamYard, which is the free one. But now I'm contemplating
so much upgrade.
Yeah, but now I'm contemplating whether to get Restream because one, that it will be because this is only 720p. Restream's like HD, isn't it? And you can do a lot of customizing, and it's like $20 a month.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like I pay like $20 a week for my lunch on Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? So like I spend $20 a week. Like $20 a month is like, no brainer. And I think also, for example, again, my camera at the minute. Well, my original camera initially, like I don't know. I mean, do you mind like chilling? I'm just gonna
say again.
Or do you mind just like I go on a side tangent again?
No, go ahead, bro.
Okay. Go ahead. But I don't want to keep. I don't feel like I'm wasting your time, man.
No, bro, you're good. Trust me, you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah.
It's been sick.
I appreciate it. Big up. Thank you. I appreciate it. But like, basically, my camera for some reason wasn't working for this one, so I bought it in Malaysia, so I had to take it back and then go to the repair shop there. I looked at the price and I'm like, why is this camera so cheap, bro? And it was like an official store, by the way. It was the official store, and then they said, oh, it's like good, like, and I tested it, like it was all right, but then when I saw it and I came back doing the live streams, I'm more often like. I think you could see even in my if you watch my I think it was the Japan South Korea watch along, you could see like there were like a lot of particles. It was like a bit unclear. Like you could see that when it was like enlarged, and I'm thinking, okay, what do I do? So for instance, now for like I'll say temporarily, like I found this app, Droid Cam, where you can literally connect your phone. So I'm using my Google Pixel. Like the quality is just so much better. Like it's just finding ways to improve a little bit, even if it's a little bit, changing the titles or changing your quality. Like for example, when you were first starting out, you didn't have all this equipment. Like now you have a mic, your camera, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'll probably like think of investing in like next into having a proper mic like you. Because
that's the thing.
I think
go on, mate.
Oh, and like even like, well, I asked Liam because his overlays. I'm like quite interested because I really like it, but I don't know, for some reason I don't think she's gonna share. But I don't know, it's what it is. You know what I mean, I don't know why, but
I literally started my videos just using my phone, like the iPhone camera. That was it. I did no editing. I didn't know. I also did no thumbnails when I first started. It was just my face, bro. That was it. And then. Because again, I was like, I didn't really know how it works, how YouTube works, and then and then when you get the experience with it, and you keep evolving, then as I said, this is where, and obviously now I got monetization 2 years ago, so I use what I earn and I invest into the channel. I invest it into the people. I invest it into the channel. I want to make it the best it can possibly be. So I get a proper mic, proper. I managed to get a Mac as well, which is as I said, massive upgrade because I do editing, thumbnails. So and that's what's going to keep happening, bro. But we will start somewhere, and I literally started on my phone, talking to my phone. Just sometimes. When I watch back my old videos, I'm like, bro, like, what am I actually doing? Because sometimes I'll give you an example. Sometimes I have my phone like this and talk up like that, and all you can see is just that, bro. I didn't have a clue. Honestly, I didn't have a clue. So, it's quite funny. Like I still have my old videos on there. People say, "Oh, why don't you delete them?" Yeah, and I'm like, because, as I said, it's a journey, bro. It's a process. It's something that you look back on. When hopefully I make it, one day I'll look back on thinking, damn, this is where I started. and it will show
Exactly.
the progression and how much you've evolved, you know. So that's why I still got my old video. My first video on the channel was YouTube trying to make my channel, and I was fuming with it. Like, I had an old channel with only 130 subscribers, whatever it was, and at that time I thought it was the end of the world. Yeah, YouTube got rid of it because I was too young to be on YouTube. So yeah, that's the first video. If you guys go back to my oldest ones, then you'll find it there. But I said I didn't have a clue, man. I was looking different ways. I was flipping, yeah, waffling, man. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, and even with AI as well, you know, shout out ChatGPT, with the thumbnails as well. Like, shout out to Jay for giving me the idea, man. Big up Jordan Hyman with the idea, man, because you can.
Jordan Ivan, man, what a guy.
For me, nah. Actually, I want to like, nah. Would you say? Would you like to talk about in public where, you know? Because I think it's like quite interesting to talk about how like decisions really matter and like life things. If you do you know what I'm going to be talking about? Do you mind if we
go on? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Basically, you know, Jordan was basically pushing Josh to make thumbnails, and then at the end, you know, you're like, "Yo, make me a thumbnail, bro," and then you know the whole like, you know, I mean, to be fair, like warranted. It was warranted. Like there was I wouldn't say it was a fight, right? It was just like some small stuff that happened.
Yeah.
But then that led Jordan to go use the ChatGPT to go do his own research, and then made me find out, and then made everyone else find out about it. Do you know what I mean? Like from
the butterfly, bro. It's the butterfly.
The butterfly effect, bro. Butterfly effect, and like now, you know, Liam's using it. I'm using it. I'm like you. She's because of.
I believe so much in the butterfly effect, bro. With my channel getting terminated, we're still the best, bro. Because I've started this channel when I've got it 26,000 subscribers. Yeah, I believe it. My channel never got terminated because when I was doing my old channel, which only had like 130 subs, I was not even doing Arsenal content fully. I was doing like everything in one channel, like gaming and flipping random stuff, funny videos and Arsenal content. And people understand, like, when you do YouTube, it's very hard to do a channel where you do everything. You have to really, you look at the top content creators, they have their niche. Like for you on your Vinny's Voice, you do podcasting and you interview fighters and interview all different people. Yeah, for myself, it's football. It's Arsenal. For other people, they have cooking, or other people, you have gaming. But you don't really see. I wouldn't say you really see YouTubers who do like football and then do the opposite by doing gaming, like Call of Duty or GTA.
Yeah,
that is what I was doing. So I believe if that never got terminated, I would have kept doing that, and I don't think I'll be here today, and I don't think I'll be in this position today. So I think that was for the best, being terminated, honestly, to let me set this channel up. And yeah, rest is history, bro.
Yeah, I completely agree. I believe in the butterfly effect. Like, if I think about how many like decisions, like it's crazy. Like some kid born in Malaysia and some kid in the UK now, like we're like never knew each other, never met each other. Now like all these like micro decisions that had to happen, and then this.
Yeah. When you put it like that, when you deep it like that, bro, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
Like, again, if I never had that boxing thing on that boxing,
I would have never met you.
You wouldn't have. We would not be talking right now,
you, bro.
We'd not be talking right now.
I wouldn't know Jordan. I wouldn't know.
Crazy. That is crazy.
Like, bro. I wouldn't like, just because you had that. It just so happened. And it just so happened I was interested at that time.
Yeah.
Imagine it was like,
bro, exactly.
I never pursued it. Like,
I said this to Liam as well. Yeah, I said, Liam, bro, we would have never met if Arsenal didn't play Bayern Munich. If Arsenal, if Arsenal got knocked out, because we was close to getting knocked out against Porto, we beat them on penalties. If Arsenal got knocked out on penalties in that season, we probably would have never met, bro. So this is how bro, the butterfly effect's real, man. I don't care what anyone wants to tell me. Definitely, I believe in so much in it, bro.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Like, and it's good. Like, it's good to be meeting good people. And for me, I think from this content, journey, even like doing the interviews, like for me, in my opinion, everyone has been respectful. Like everyone I've had on has been like respectful to me. Like you can see like obviously on the online, they can be like some can be like, but like to me, they've been like so respectful, so like nice. I think that's for me that's why I like doing interviews. Talking to people, like everyone, because everybody got a story. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like grateful when whoever. Oh, I think I'm mute. Oh, you're talking to someone. I'm sorry. Good. I thought you were talking. I thought you were actually.
Sorry,
on
man.
mute.
Sorry, I had a phone call. People calling my phone.
Bro, I didn't know your bird. I didn't even have that many
Fabrizio
birds in your
Romano.
phone book, man.
If you know Fabrizio Romano, I am, guys, getting phone calls about transfer
Yeah,
news.
look at this guy, bro. Joel's got some birds, like speed dial some birds on his contact, mate. Got some secret bird, man. I'm kidding.
Dropping game while I'm on Vinny's podcast. Oh man.
Bro, dropping game. Bro, that's another thing about you. A lot of people, this whole thing about, dropping game, girlfriends and all this shit, bro. Like, we do obviously chat shit about it, but like, let's just say, I think it's just like a man thing, do you know what I mean? Like after we're getting to the age, well, me and you, where like we're thinking about it a lot more compared to like things.
Yeah.
But like, oh no, how's your experience? Now, have you been dead ass like thinking of like dead ass, or like is it all this for banter?
What? Wait, as in, like, what's the?
I don't.
What's the
As
question?
in like your game. Have you been dropping game and shit like that? Have you like dead ass been thinking about it, or are they just like all like for like talking shit? Because for me, I'll be honest, it's 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I look at it this way. Like, for me, I'm always, when you go out to a club or something, or you go out with your mates, as you said earlier, yeah, obviously you want to have a good. So, hold on. Just give me a sec. Again, bro, I'll get another phone call, guys.
Oh, your bird keeps calling you, man. What are we doing, man?
Apologies. Yeah, as I said, like from my how I feel is when you go out, obviously, like you want to have a good time. So, like when you go club, I don't know if you go clubbing sometimes, don't you? Like with your mates or whatever. I do sometimes, and I don't do it every single weekend, bro. But they have a good time whenever. Yeah. Yeah, like, but for me, I'm not in I ain't in like a rush, bro, with it all. Like for me, I'm more focusing on myself at the moment. Like just trying to just do my thing, and when it happens, it happens. When the time comes, the time will come. And I know that, but I don't want to be chasing. I don't want to be sitting there chasing people that chasing girls all
Exactly.
the time. It's like,
nah.
bro, I want to focus on myself. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to focus on what I'm doing right now, and that will come. I'll put the work in now, and then all the partying or settling down, wherever it may be. Yeah, that'll happen later down the line for me. That's how I look at it personally.
Yeah, for me as well. Like, yeah, I completely agree. But like, you always got the scout to the lookout. There's a player worth the time. You might have to invest it. Do you know what I mean? But like, I think with club for me, like personally, I don't really like, bro. I went to a club once, once or twice, bro. I want to get out in like 30 minutes, bro. Clubbing ain't for me. For me personally, it
ain't for me either.
It
to be fair, it ain't for me either. To be honest.
two, like even like some of my mates said, oh, they want to find girls in the club, but I'll put this in football terms. In the club, yeah, most likely all the João Felixes and Alvaro Moratas will be there, mate. Do you know what I mean? You ain't gonna find totties there,
If you
mate. You
know,
ain't
you
gonna.
know, guys. If you
If
know,
you
you
know, you
know,
know
bro.
people. You ain't gonna find. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna find
People.
totties, and you ain't gonna find totties there. You're gonna have Alvaro Morata's, Joao Felix's, John Duran's, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's what that's what
People
they're there
need
for.
people need to understand the football to understand what we just said there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, man.
I basically said it in a nice way. Well, I basically said it in a nice way that we understand without saying the words, if you get what I mean, people. No, but
Yeah.
it's kind of true though. Do you know what I mean? Like it is in a way, which is a bit sad, but
Mm-hmm.
you could, yeah. Like if you go club, like this is just low key.
Yeah.
I never think of going club. Only if I'm invited, I'm like, okay, I'll go. But then after
Yeah.
that, I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. Nah. 30 minutes in, I'm like, I want to get out, bro. Bloody hell, bro. Cause like, have you seen like those videos? I've seen some of those videos like of like these big long lines of like people waiting to go into the club.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
for
Exactly.
me, like, because I went in Malaysia and like, let's just say my friends know people and we get like VIP shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
line, but
Yeah.
shout out to them. But like you see like in like especially in Australia and a lot of like you see like these big long lines and like it looks a bit sad, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes I think when I'm working for my job, obviously do what you do, like fair play, you like going to go do what you want. Do you know what I mean? But for me personally, I'm like I sometimes think like that's my competition. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
Bro.
mean? Like I'm not saying don't
Fact.
enjoy yourself, but like
Nah.
it
Nah. Fact, bro.
for me sometimes when I'm thinking, oh, I want to go with my goals, like there's just people just sitting there waiting to go to a club or even going to like I'm not sure whether it's big in the UK, but bloody frozen yogurt. Mate, I was in the city, bro, with my mates. I come out, yeah, it's like 10 p.m. There's this
Yeah.
frozen yogurt shop, yeah. Fucking I see literally grown ass men, bro, waiting in this long ass line to eat some frozen yogurt, mate. You'd think there'll be like fucking like some sort of like green grass or some special sauce in that yogurt, mate.
That's mad, bro.
And I've had it before. It's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I've been in it like other places where you don't have to wait, and it's good, but I ain't gonna wait in a big line. And I see like, bro, grown as men fucking waiting in that line. Like what? Like on a on a work night as well. By the way, this was on a work night as well. By the way, let's just put. I'm gonna preface that it wasn't a weekend. That work tomorrow. I'm
Ridiculous.
like, what are you doing, bro? And I sometimes think like you can work harder, and there's like how much competition is really there. But that's just me. That's what pushes me in terms of
Yeah.
like that stuff. Again, I love a cheeky pint. Do you know what I mean? I love a beer. I mean, a couple beers. You know, I'm sure you do too as well. It's like sort of picking and choosing when you do it. Like when I'm in Sydney, mate. Yes, I'm there for a Model UN, but after at the pub, bro, I'm chowing down the beers. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
bro. Yeah.
But you understand what I mean. You know.
Ah, definitely. Definitely,
But like,
bro.
there's some people who do it every week. Who do this thing every week. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, once in a while for me, it's fine. But if you do this every week, mate, it's gone.
Yeah, man.
But like, yeah, man. Probably gonna wrap it up here. To be fair, bro. Like, no, literally, I just saw your. I'll think of wrapping it up, and I just saw your message. And I guess perfect timing.
Yeah, bro, it's been lit though, man. 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
Pretty
I was
much.
like, I'll think of wrapping up. I had run out of questions, and I saw your message. Like, perfect timing, mate. But
Thank you, bro.
I asked this at the end of our first interview. I want to know whether your wisdom has changed or evolved.
Go ahead.
What is your personal best quote or piece of life advice you ever heard or received?
Yes, I love this question. I love this question, boy. Best quote is don't give I ain't gonna swear on here because I don't wanna I don't really wanna swear, but don't give a F about anything what people think about you. Yeah, nobody like don't care what people think about you. Just do what you believe in. Just do you, whatever you're passionate about. Go for it. Right? Everyone's gonna have an opinion. This is what I said a bit earlier on. Everyone's gonna have an opinion. Yeah, whether they like you or not, it is what it is. As long as you believe in it, as long as it makes you happy, go for it, man. Go for it. Because there's gonna be a lot of people who just don't like it. They can't stand you, but it's what you believe in, bro. So just go for it, man. Go for it. Ends of the day. Yeah, it'd probably be that. Probably just be that, bro. You know, just do. As I said, we only live once, man. Don't take life for granted. Do what makes you feel happy, wherever that may be. It could be anything. Like follow your dreams and follow your passions, and yeah, it's really as simple as that for me.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Josh, thank you so much for coming on, mate. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for the chat. Big up for the questions. You know, I think you're great at what you do, bro. You know, and this channel is gonna go places as well. You know, especially if you keep getting different guests on as well. And I think what I love about what you do with this channel is you get to interview so many different personalities and so many different characters as well. And I think that's the beauty of it, man. So yeah, no, thank you very much for having me on. I've really enjoyed it, bro. Really enjoyed the chat. And yeah, make sure you guys watching, you know what to do. Like it, subscribe.
Exactly. Like,
all that
comment,
amazing
subscribe.
stuff.
And I'll see you guys in your order. Don't go changing. Bye for now.